Hello everyone and welcome back to Homeless Movies, where I like to give secondhand films a second chance to be appreciated. To Save a Life is a 2009 Christploitation film that tries and epically fails to cover controversial topic after controversial topic by claiming that all of your problems can be fixed by having faith in Jesus Christ. And I gotta admit, this one's gonna be rough. Now, you may have never heard the term Christploitation before, but you're definitely familiar with this genre of films, which revolves around a protagonist who has a crisis of faith in lieu of some kind of terrible tragedy. They aim to literally put the fear of God into people by playing on already existing paranoias and creating a sense of victimhood by portraying the protagonist as someone who's going to be persecuted by everyone else who is not Christian. Now, growing up in the South, I personally have never seen Christians get persecuted or chased out of town or beaten up for being Christian. I was too busy getting my ass kicked for being Weird Al's exact definition of white and nerdy.
I'm nerdy in the extreme and whiter than sour cream. I was in AV club and glee club and even the chess team.
You know, I bought this movie over a year ago when I actually first started my channel, and I've just never felt comfortable reviewing it for several reasons. One, I wasn't entirely sure I was mature enough to cover all the subject matter because, trust me,
I told you, it's not your fault. Okay, you didn't pull the trigger.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
it's a lot. Two, because I was just starting out and I really didn't want to offend anyone yet. The movie by itself is incredibly insensitive. Somebody's going to get offended regardless of what I say or not. There is no right time to cover everything that happens in this film, but I honestly don't think that I could call myself a real reviewer if I only looked at movies that I liked. And three, I didn't want my friends and family to disown me because they would interpret my hatred and disgust of this movie as hatred and disgust towards Christianity as a whole. But this brings me to my last point, and this is an important one. This is just my opinion on this terrible movie. This is not in any way, shape, or form an attack on Christianity or religion as a whole. I'm going to do my best to comedically judge obviously biased and shitty filmmakers for making an obviously biased and shitty movie. If you're still here, thank you so much for sticking with me. But you better strap in because I promise you this movie is gonna be a bumpy one. Our film opens on a happy note, a funeral of a 17-year-old boy named Roger. This is Jake, he's the protagonist of our film, and right off the bat, you could probably see one of my biggest pet peeves about this movie. Jake is sitting here staring at the casket like he had gotten a DUI after he ran his Range Rover over Roger's head and was then court-ordered to attend the victim's funeral. But thanks to the power of flashback, it turns out that Jake was actually Robert's childhood best friend, which means that he is also supposed to be 17. This is a grown-ass man. Now, I know it's not uncommon for movies to cast adult actors to portray teenagers, but this is ridiculous, and it gets even worse later. Through the flashback, we get to see a time where Roger actually saved Jake's life by pushing him out of the way of a moving car.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Roger survived the accident, but it left him crippled for life. The accident would eventually cause a rift to form between the two of them because Jake would go on to become a star athlete while Roger got pushed off to the wayside.
Jake. Jake. I'm so sorry. Oh, Jake. It means a lot that you came. You two. Have you two spoken lately? Did he say anything?
Line?
Freshman year. This is awesome.
We get a flashback to a basketball game with a much greasier haired Jake, which means he's totally 14. And here's a shot of the movie's love interest, Amy, who probably thought she was auditioning for 13 going on 30, but decided, fuck it. Paycheck's a paycheck. And I'm only kind of joking because she's 27 at the time of filming. They put pigtails on her and everything to try and make her look 14, and then when they sat her next to actual teenage cheerleaders, it just accentuated how much older than them she actually is.
You make us freshmen look good.
I should hope so. He was 28 at the time of filming. Literally twice the age of what he was supposed to be in this shot.
So, why is there a birdie on your bag?
It's a mascot for the University of Louisville. I want to play there someday.
Okay. You going to the party?
Yeah. Wait, what? What party?
You were so funny.
Such engaging dialogue.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, Raj. Hey, my friend Roger. We're gonna hang out tonight. Is it cool if he comes too?
Our car only has room for one more. If you know what I mean.
No, please, go on. I'm sure that the next words out of your mouth are not going to be racist or discriminatory in any way.
Well, let's get out of here, man. Mom already ordered the pizza, so.
Raj. I can't go.
Oh. I get it. Things are gonna be different now.
Jake chooses the girl over Roger, and the relationship never recovered. Cut to a week before the funeral, and Jake has become King Bro of Brohemia, a beautiful land with beautiful people, filled with a beautiful high school that
You wanna get out of here?
You know I don't need much to skip calculus.
lets the students just leave to go have a picnic. How long was that basket sitting in the back of his truck, and where the hell did he get those flowers? How much did he spend on this? Sod ain't cheap, y'all.
You know what? I wrote you a love letter.
A love letter. Like a love, like you're in love with me letter.
Like, just read it.
Okay.
That's only... No, it is. That is really, really creepy. I got you this love note. Let me look over your shoulder while you read it. I'm not really comfortable. Read it! It turns out that the letter is actually an acceptance letter to the University of Louisville, which means that they're finally gonna get to go to the same college, which I'm sure won't come back to haunt them later. While Jake practices his impression of Mark from The Room, Roger is seen typing at home and going through a drawer, with a picture of his own funeral on top of it. No, that's not foreboding at all. What happens next is extremely fucked up, and one of the reasons that I didn't cover this movie sooner. I will completely understand if you want to shut this off and don't finish the rest of the review. Here we go.
Roger.
Yep. Suicide is not a joke. And I'm not even going to begin to try to make one. The movie does not have the same level of tact.
That kid's just lucky I wasn't there, man.
This walking shit stain is Jake's current best friend, Doug. He's an asshole.
Why are we still talking about this kid? Okay, that little freak made us forfeit 3 games.
Shut up, man. It was intense.
No, what's intense is the El Capitan full court press. That's intense.
This last game of the season with their Keaton rival couldn't be more exciting.
Fuck you, movie. After the basketball game, Jake runs into the priest from the funeral whose name is Chris, a youth pastor who gives Jake his card for who gives a fuck why. And then Jake goes to a party.
You are a lucky man.
get one of your own.
She's one everyone wants.
I stand corrected. He's not just an asshole. He's also kinda rapey. Have you cringed out yet? If not, let's see what other hot button topic they could probably do something wrong with.
We turn to the Wheel of Morality. Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
How about bullying?
Dude, check that out, man.
Wizard Wars?
The best part is, there's this nerd at school who plays this game. I gave him this flyer and he swore he'd come. He's gonna show up in Wizard Wars. Here.
You're crazy, bro.
What? Are you serious? Everybody, look! Check out this fruitcake. You see it? Oh man, you got the costume and everything. Did you shred this?
He has a conscience, you jerk! But he gets over that glimpse of humanity fairly quickly because King Bro's got some sinning to do. You know what really gets me hot? The fact that it's suddenly daylight out, but they think we're just too dumb to notice because they pulled the blinds up. Thank Jesus the cops show up. But for some reason, Amy is freaking out about it.
Go!
Did you hear the police?
Just pretend to be asleep. They're not gonna come in and arrest you. But it must not be that big of a deal because she just walks out and drunk Jake takes the scenic route. Parkour! Amy somehow sobers up enough to steal Jake's car and leave him stranded. And when nobody else would answer his calls, he calls the preacher from earlier to come give him a ride. But first, Youth Pastor Chris takes Jake over by Roger's house. Youth Pastor Chris says he saw Roger just before the incident, but he missed an opportunity to really connect with him, and Jake brings up the bullying from earlier.
There was this kid at the party tonight, and they wouldn't let him in because he wasn't cool enough. I mean, how messed up is that? He wasn't cool enough?
Dude, you've been the king of these assholes for like 4 years. You've perpetuated, enabled, and probably encouraged a lot of these behaviors over the last couple of years. Why are you suddenly acting like all of this is new to you? Man, the sun rises quick in California. This is where we get to meet Jake's loving and supportive father.
I see you were the last second hero again, huh?
Yeah, Dad, it was crazy. When Doug shot that ball, I knew exactly where it was going to go. 1 second left, I tipped the ball in, hit the ground.
Yeah, well, you got a lot going for you, Jake. Just don't get stupid with this kamikaze ball, okay? Do you know how easy it would be for you to get hurt and lose your scholarship?
I mean asshole. He's also an asshole.
What your father means is we're proud of you.
Yeah, I really felt that from the one game that he went to.
He's just...
Doesn't get it. It's my life, not his.
That's why I'm going to Louisville, just like he did. Jake decides to go to church, and then he goes to check out the youth group, where he runs into the head preacher's son, who, you guessed it,
Was it Rainbow Day?
Don't worry, you can borrow this.
You can go through this book until mullets come back in style. That girl freaks me out.
is also an asshole.
What would you do for $20? Would you French kiss a dog?
Good, we know what Billy would do.
What? What would Billy do? No, really, what would Billy do? Please, you've got to tell me, what would Billy do? Youth Pastor Chris gives Jake another ride home, which kind of makes me wonder how he got there in the first place. But before dropping him off, he makes sure to give him a copy of his demo because when it comes to God, the first hit's free.
Where have you been?
I went to church today.
Yeah? Yeah, my dad did the whole church thing and then he left us.
How are those two things related? It doesn't make any sense unless he joined a monastery. She hates church because her dad went to one? Where I come from, church is a slang term for going to a strip club, so if that's her story, I'll buy it. Otherwise, she's just being completely asinine.
You know the kid that killed himself?
Yeah.
I knew him.
It's not like he was your friend.
We were best friends.
Wait, what? How does she not know that? You're only just now telling your girlfriend of 3 years that you had a friend before you even met her? She knows that you were friends. She met him in the beginning. See? Right here.
You think there's a God?
Excuse me? You are acting so weird.
No, it's because your boyfriend watched his childhood best friend shoot himself in the face. This has fuck all to do with you. The next day at school, he runs into the head preacher's son again, who's sitting outside smoking the reefer.
What does a big preacher man think about this?
He has no clue. Nothing about smoking weed in the Bible.
What about God?
You believe that crap?
Burn him! Burn him!
Where have you been?
Got this for you.
Hello, I already have one.
I just thought you know.
Lukewarm coffee, my favorite. Is that pot?
It's not mine.
God, what a bitch. Look, I don't personally smoke weed, but I have hung out with enough people who do. And if you want to smell that much like weed, you need to hang out with them a lot closer for a lot longer than 30 seconds. Weed doesn't work like cigarettes, and parties don't get broken up by cops like they did earlier. It's almost like whoever wrote this movie has no personal experience with any of the subject material. Like everything he knows, he got secondhand. Church girl who still rocks the early 2000s Macarena hair is Andrea. She invites Jake to come by and check out the youth group again, but Doug shows up and cross-blocks him.
What's going on, man?
Actually, Jake and I were just talking about
Sociology.
All right, whatever, man. Let's get out of here. What are you doing with those girls?
But later that night, though, Jake's gonna get him some. And he goes to the church because once you're hooked, you gotta get your fix.
I'm happy enough.
Well, it wasn't enough for me, Jake. If you're really willing to look, and I don't mean just try it out, then I'm telling you, Jake, you're gonna find that he's more than worth it.
I'm not just gonna become some Christian.
Yes, you are. And the sooner you get that over with, the sooner we can roll credits and get on with our lives. Hurry up, please. The next night, they go to another party in what I think is the exact same house from earlier. Jake is enlisted to defend his championship belt in beer pong against a guy who somehow looks even older than he does. What kind of asshole steals disabled signs? Must be them damned atheists again. With the parties and their stealing and their fun. But just before Jake takes the last shot, he comes down with a bad case of what would Jesus do and forfeits the game.
Jake! Hey! What gives, man? You were killing that guy.
I'm sorry, man. I can't do this anymore.
Amy then chases him outside and tries to make him feel like a piece of shit for finding a higher purpose in life.
You're a Christian.
No, I'm just checking things out.
Can't you check it out and still be the same Jake?
But the same Jake that can throw a ping pong ball into a keg cup? What is that? I don't know if I even like that Jake anyway.
I like that Jake. That's the Jake that I fell in love with freshman year, who I got into Louisville for, who I've been planning my life around.
Listen, girl, if you're basing your entire future on this guy's ability to play beer pong,
gonna have a bad time.
Is this still about that friend of yours that killed himself? You're the captain of the basketball team. You're getting ready to graduate. You have a girlfriend. You're busy. You have to get over this.
He's trying, you ass clown. The fuck is your problem? You're the one who's trying to force him to not only grieve in a different way, but to also pretend that he's not in pain. You are a shitty girlfriend. At home, Jake checks out Roger's MySpace page before they have a chance to change it and delete all of his photos without asking him first. Fucking MySpace. And it turns out that, what's this? Roger's top friend is the kid who was bullied earlier. What are the odds? The next day, Jake brings Amy to check out the youth group and they start playing some games. Games that I wouldn't even force people to play when I was emceeing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you have a sensitive stomach, too bad.
See who can chug a can of soda, that is. The fastest. Are you ready? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one of the rules. I need each one of you guys to take off one of your socks and place it over the can. Yeah! All right. Are you ready? Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot the last rule. I need each one of you guys to pass your can to the guy next to you. Oh, yeah! Go!
Is this what goes on in church nowadays? Youth Pastor Chris, what is wrong with you? Amy starts acting super paranoid and starts feeling instantly judged by everyone and asks if they could leave. I guess because she didn't wear socks that day. But Jake doesn't want to go, and she forces him to choose between her and the church. No, it's almost like there's something kind of controversial going on with her right now that's making her feel vulnerable and afraid because her partner's pulling away. Nah, I'm sure it's just diarrhea. Anyway, he chooses the church over her, and she calls Doug to give her a ride home. And Youth Pastor Chris just happens to be talking about the exact same thing she was worried about.
This is supposed to be a place where you don't have to pretend like you've got it all together or that you don't have any problems.
But because none of the kids are listening to the sermon about how none of them should be judgmental, Jake decides to stand up and start judging them for being judgmental.
My girlfriend came here today, and she left because she felt judged.
Then when he gets home, he has another conversation with his dad about how his dad thinks church is stupid and is taking away from his studies and he won't be able to get into the University of Louisville, yada yada yada, moving on. The youth group decides to start hanging out together at lunch, much to the chagrin of everyone else in school. Damn Christians, all sitting together, not bothering anyone, having fun. Why, it just makes my heathen blood boil. During one of these lunches, Jake finally sees Roger's friend, who happens to be named Johnny. And of course, he's a lonely loner.
I'm just a lonely loner on a lonely road. Alone.
And of course, all introverts just secretly want to be part of everything, don't they? So Jake takes it upon himself and invites Johnny to join them. Johnny politely declines, Jake walks away, no harm, no foul. But see, here's the thing. After this point, this movie goes and completely loses its mind. This is the last scene in the movie before a hard right turn into Bullshitsville, and the film goes completely off the rails. In the weight room at school, Doug picks a fight with Jake for now being a Christian. He equates Jake's newfound faith with that of a cult, claims that they were best friends since 6th grade, even though Jake said that Roger was his best friend until 9th grade, and then screams that he'll be fucking Amy that night. No one picks a fight with another person because they found God. Being or becoming a Christian does not make you a goddamn target for ridicule or abuse, especially in America where Christianity is the predominant religion. Movie, stop feeding into an unsubstantiated persecution complex just to build false sympathy for your main character. He's a 28-year-old dude playing a 17-year-old who's just trying to find out who he really is.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
What? But now that he's been insulted, Jake's hero complex finally kicks into gear. So when he sees Johnny on the side of the road, he decides that he's going to give him a ride home, whether Johnny wants to or not.
Get in.
So then he kidnaps him, and things get hella awkward. It turns out that Johnny had read that Roger wanted to kill himself, but didn't do anything because he didn't take it seriously. Jake freaks out and flat out asks if Johnny had any plans to kill himself too. Johnny denies being suicidal or being anything like Roger. But as they get to his house, it turns out that Johnny is a big fat liar.
Right here on the right.
Johnny's a cutter! Because, again, if he's introverted, he's gotta have something wrong with him, right? He's gotta be into self-harm in some way, and that means that he's totes suicidal just like Roger. All he really needs is a friend. It'll cure any and all mental instability. I know just the guy. If you're not offended by anything in this movie yet, you might actually need to seek professional help because we're not even halfway through this heap of shit. You know what we really need? A friendship/baptism montage. Force the smile. For Jesus. That was a beautiful montage, and it ends in true love.
Another maybe? At night?
Don't you dare accuse me that while I'm out there working every day for you!
Or fight about Jake's father's infidelity. Might as well be the same thing in this movie. Johnny confesses to Jake that he has a crush on Andrea and then asks her out on a stupidly cute date.
I've never heard of anyone bringing their own toppings to an ice cream shop.
Man, it sure is nice to see some real, honest happiness in this movie, and not shoehorned ideas about how mental illness can be cured with faith alone.
I used to be a cutter.
You?
It was before I met God.
Aw, damn it!
Johnny,
Oh! I'm sorry, let me just... let me just... I'm sorry.
No,
Ooh, well that was really awkward. I wonder what the next scene's gonna be about.
I'm pregnant.
God fucking damn it! Yeah, I guess it's time we go there now. Amy confronts Jake about what's really been bothering her and tells him that she's pregnant, but doesn't think she or Jake are ready to be parents, especially since he's going to Louisville in 5 months, so she plans on getting an abortion.
That's it?
Jake, I grew up without a dad. I'm not gonna allow...
But isn't this a decision that we should make?
We? Jake, you leave for Louisville in 5 months. No, Jake, I am not having the baby.
But this is my...
No, it's not your choice.
Jake has decided that somehow he gets to have a say in this matter, and when she very rightly corrects him on it...
What about the baby?
He makes her feel super guilty, so she leaves. It's okay, though. Jake still has his mom, who immediately leaves him after catching his father with another woman.
You are unbelievable, you know that? I'm done with you.
Man, sucks to be you, bro. The next day, Jake grows so far over to the dark side he might as well have a goatee and chases Johnny off when he tells him about his date with Andrea.
Dude, I guess she doesn't like you. It wouldn't have worked anyways.
You suck as a friend, man.
Oh yeah, I suck. That's why I picked you up. That's why I'm always defending you. That's why I never told anyone about your little problem.
Dude, fuck you. Just as a reminder, this is the guy we're supposed to be rooting for. And if you made it this far, congratulations, you've reached the crisis of faith part of the movie. Achievement unlocked. Jake goes to youth pastor Chris and asks him for some advice, and when he starts talking about Amy, he makes sure to remind them that the movie is all about him and getting his ass to Louisville.
She needs to know that she won't be alone, that you'll be there for her.
I've dreamt my entire life of going to Louisville. She knows that.
You know, it would be one thing if it was like UCLA, Harvard, Yale, or Duke or something like that, but why the obsession with the University of Louisville? You're going to college on a full basketball scholarship. I don't know dick about college basketball, and I'm pretty sure the University of Louisville does not have that great of a basketball team. The next day, Amy drives up to the women's clinic, and when Jake calls to talk, she hangs up on him and heads inside. And nobody hangs up on Jake Taylor. After somehow finding her, I guess there's only one abortion clinic in the entire town, he symbolically throws all of his Louisville stuff on the ground and convinces her that he's willing to give up on his lifelong dream just so she doesn't get an abortion.
It's my choice.
I don't even know what you're doing.
Amy, I do.
I can't be pregnant. I would lose everything, though.
You wouldn't lose me.
Dude, bro to bro, just my opinion, you are completely not worth it. Wanna know why? Because you forgot you called out your mentally ill pet project in front of the entire school, and now he's stuck in a self-harm montage. You're a dick, Jake Taylor. The head preacher's cockwaffle of a son overhears that Amy is pregnant and starts spreading flyers about it all over the school. Does this school not have cameras or anything? What the fuck happened to that big-ass security guard from earlier in the movie? Was he too busy getting montage sandwiches? Doug finds out and is pissed that his new girlfriend is pregnant with his ex-best friend's baby. I really didn't want to relate to this guy.
It's not like that.
Yeah, I always knew she was a slut.
There's the Doug I know. He calls Amy a slut just to remind you that he's the bad guy here, who really hates church for some reason.
That's what she is, man. She's a slut. And you got your Jesus lunch group, doing everything you want them to.
We're then shown that Amy has been completely ostracized from school, or at least that's what we're told, because they don't really show anybody else giving a flying fuck. Ah well, it's montage time again, which of course, like the others, will end with happiness, and friendship, and a goddamn bomb threat. The douche canoe of a preacher's son stole Johnny's phone and then uses it to call in a bomb threat to the school. Because he's got the reefer madness. That's the only explanation for why he's a douchebag. He sets up Johnny to be arrested because he's such a hilarious prankster. But Jake quickly finds out that Johnny's been set up and sets a plan in motion in order to save Johnny.
He didn't do it. We gotta help him.
Jake, you'll get expelled.
Even if it gets him expelled? Using Amy's pregnancy as a distraction, he runs after the worst cops in town. Ones who not only did not handcuff Johnny properly before putting him in the back of the car, but apparently also didn't search him all that well. Because Johnny decides he can't go to prison, so now he's gotta kill himself too. Jake is then not only able to stop the slowest cop car in the world, but he's able to do it without getting shot.
Put your hands up!
He didn't do it. I know who did.
He finally gets to be the hero and everything works out in the end. Jake and Amy give the baby up for adoption. Youth Pastor Chris gets to become adult Pastor Chris. Jake's mom finds Jesus. Jake and Amy graduate and Jake finally gets to go to Louisville. All thanks to the power and faith of Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay. Let's see how I can sum up this movie. I hate this movie. I hate this movie with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns, all suddenly going supernova all at once and collapsing into a giant, supermassive black hole where nothing, not even light or despair, can escape. And that still doesn't describe how much I loathe this picture. The movie was written and produced by Jim Britz, a youth pastor in Southern California who, along with his wife, collected all the stories of the teenagers he mentored and made a script applying every single one of those kids' issues to a single kid. This movie attempts to and fails miserably to deal with every controversial topic under the sun. Gun violence in schools, teen suicide, unprotected premarital sex, bullying, alcoholism, bigotry, discrimination, domestic abuse, infidelity, drug abuse, self-harm, teen pregnancy, abortion. And then instead of looking at what the root causes of what some of these problems are, it blames all of it on a lack of faith in God. And that's just not honest, which is the biggest problem with this movie. It has a complete disregard for honesty for the sake of getting across the idea that being a person of faith is the only way to truly be happy. If you aren't a member of the faith, then your life will be filled with misery and hopelessness. While not as heavy-handed as a lot of other religious-based films, its victimhood and persecution of its main character for being Christian is just as prevalent as it is unwarranted. Everyone who doesn't go to church treats Jake like he's just wasting his life for finding something that helps him cope with all the horrible shit that's happening around him, even to the point of hostility, for no discernible reason. Now I hear you say, but John, Cool Cat had its heart in the right place and you love that film, and it's objectively way worse than this. Yeah, but here's the thing. Cool Cat fails in literally everything, including getting its message across. It falls into an elite category of so bad that it's good films like Birdemic and The Room. Everything is bad. The lighting, the script, the sound, the editing, the acting, all of it. It's like when a child makes an ugly drawing of a dinosaur, but you're still super proud that they made it. It's so bad, it's impossible to truly hate it. But this movie absolutely succeeds in delivering its message. It's just a terrible one. Its constant need to make Jake the actual victim of Roger's suicide completely ignores why it happened in the first place. Jake's constant need to turn himself into a martyr gets extremely tired extremely quick, almost to the point where when you see him jump in front of the car the same way Roger does at the end of the movie, you almost wish that he didn't survive. And the other thing, no other alternative is presented. The idea of any of the kids going to therapy is not brought up one time outside of the very beginning of the movie. The sandwich security guard mentions that Jake should go to grief counseling, which he never does, and it's never even suggested by anyone else in the movie that anyone who's dealing with mental illness or depression or anxiety or grief should ever seek therapy at all. As somebody who actually suffers from depression and anxiety, I can completely understand how isolating it can feel sometimes. If you suffer from suicidal thoughts, self-harming practices, or anything of the sort, I urge you to reach out to somebody, whether it's a therapist, a friend, a parent, or even a pastor. Faith-based or not, it doesn't matter because you are loved and you are worthy of help. Don't feel like you only have one option. You are not a burden or a chore. You are a person and you deserve a fair shake. No matter who you are, somebody will listen to you. Oh boy. Yeah, if I never see this movie again, it'll be too soon. Hopefully next time we'll be able to review something a little less depressing. Please feel free to check out my Amazon wishlist. Anything you buy, I will review. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay cool, guys.
The farmer bearing fields, the books the army wields, expressions on the faces of the starting millions, the power of the man, the few that drives the clan, he's the motive and the conscience of the murderer. He's a preacher on TV, the false sincerity, the formula that's written by the big computers and nuclear bombs, the kids with no moms, and a pitbull that he's inside me. Yeah, we've got the American Jesus, see him on the interstate. We've got the American Jesus, exercising his authority.